Woohoo! Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. And thank you so much for inviting me over. I don't think there could be a better way. So, for those of you who don't know, I'm joining in from India. So, I'm a good 12 and a half hours away. So, it's a Monday morning for me. And I couldn't think of a better way to spend a Monday morning, to be very frank. Okay. And I'm kind of a little jealous that you guys are still celebrating the Valentine's Day while I'm setting up for my work to start off. Okay. So very quickly, who am I? My name is Sheetal, and I'm a so-called self-proclaimed idealist and a dreamer. And in so many ways, I'm sort of on a mission to create a positively perfect world. So I've created this Facebook community called the Inspired Living Community through the pandemic. And it's a space that hosts real life stories and sessions with an aim to encourage, empower, and inspire people. And I'm also a first generation entrepreneur. I run a talent search and consulting firm called InnoQuest Consulting. And I work with a couple of NGOs. And that's a little about what I do. And I couldn't have asked for like a happy bunch of people to be joining in today. So I can see Reet and Hitesh, I can see Amay and Swapnali, and I can see Abhishek and Shweta, so filled with love. And yeah, I'm sure the next half hour is going to be like quite an exciting one. So I kind of, wanted this to be, I mean, of course, initially when I was approached, I thought that maybe we could make this more like a fun session. But I kind of realized that I think, days like these are also time for a lot of appreciation and reflection as well. So we're going to be doing a little of that. And then, of course, we're going to have a little bit of fun as well along the way. But I think I was quite curious to hear from you guys on what you think about Valentine's Day, okay? Do we really need a special day to celebrate? What do you guys think? Anybody, I mean, any one of you can just unmute yourself and take it up.
It's such a special occasion. To me personally, it refresh all the childhood, all the young age, though we're still young. But it's amazing day, and why not? Even I get two Valentine's Day in a year, I will be happy. So yeah, no, absolutely. And every occasion I have one day, even for sisters, even for mothers, even for fathers, even for Happy New Year, you need to have one day, right? It doesn't mean we don't express the love every day. We should, but I believe we should have a day.
Beautiful, thank you. Anybody else? Amay, Swapnali, Reet, Hitesh, or Shweta, any one of you? Q.
I think, I agree with what Abhishek just said. We should have one special day. Of course, we are expressing throughout the year, but this day, makes it really special. So I totally agree with what Abhishek said.
I'm so glad. So in fact, I have the same views. So in fact, yesterday I was on a live show and I was asked the same question. And I think, yeah, just like you have birthdays and you have anniversaries, and it's a time for us to look back at the year that has gone by and celebrate all the great things that we've done. I guess it's the same here as well. And, yeah, I mean, here I would love to hear about what your journeys have been. So I think what we'll do is we'll spend a little time in terms of reflecting on how your relationships have evolved with time. And I tried doing this with my parents, and at times there are some revelations which just come up along the way when you start talking to each other or thinking about it. So after every question, so I'm going to ask you a few questions, and after every question I'm going to give you just a couple of a minute would be a little too long though, but just time enough for you to gather your thoughts. And though we may not have the time to hear everybody's stories, but we will take turns in terms of picking up answers to each of these questions. Okay, so take a deep breath. Okay, and think about what are those values that you appreciate the most about each other.
For me, I will say I appreciate Abhishek, his way of expressing his love. He never leave a single moment to pamper, whether it's a birthday, whether it's a Mother's Day from kids, any single day, he will pamper me a lot. From like on my 40th, from morning till night, I was getting surprises. Every single hour, there was a surprise for me.
Oh my God. Okay.
That was very special moment.
How beautiful is that? What about you guys, Amay, Swapnali? I think you've been the quietest lot so far.
So for me, I think about Amay, I think I like that he makes sure that I am involved in each his decisions or in our
Mhm.
lives decisions. So I really admire he's a outspoken guy with
Okay.
lot of love for his family, for his friends, for me,
Mhm.
and I just I just feel to the fullest when I'm around him. So I really
How
like that
beautiful
about
is
him.
that? Very beautiful. What about you, Reet? What do you think?
I feel that Hitesh is very thoughtful and
Uh-huh.
from the beginning, like I've seen like from my in-laws side, they have like trained the like my mother-in-law has two sons and no
Mhm.
daughter. So like they have like they treat women with respect. So the that's what like makes me feel very special. Like I was a very pampered child, but after being married, like they let me lead an independent life. So I think like
Mhm.
after marriage, I came to know that who I am because I was so pampered that like everything I do, like my parents used to, like okay, protect me a lot, but
Uh-huh.
them like I get to know myself better.
That's
So I feel
lovely.
like
So
yeah.
both of us are complete opposites. She is, whereas I am not. But at the
Yeah.
same time, like our 13, 14-year journey has evolved. Like before pre-marriage, after marriage, then being parents, and now kids are growing up. So we have seen all those phases now, but we are still learning, and we complement each other as and when required.
Beautiful. So now the next question is basically for the men. Okay. So I want to know what is the one thing that you always wanted to say to your better half, but you have never. It's time to make the girls blush. You see, I'm giving you a chance.
I'm really thinking. Must have left something. I'm pretty expressive, so I'm just really thinking. I think I would need a few more seconds.
The girls are laughing all the way. So
We are waiting to love to hear some lovely things.
I think one thing which I particularly like about Swapnali, it's not that I haven't told her, but I would like to say it again and again. I love the way she takes care of my family as a whole. So I believe that it's just a very big thing to say for a man, especially after getting married, because family is always a big thing, especially for a girl when you come into a different family. It's always difficult to get
mhm.
adjusted and get into it, all of it. But then I believe she really blended pretty well, and I'm really proud of her in that sense.
That's
Uh,
beautiful. Did that make you blush, by the way?
Yeah, it's been a long that he has said that to me. So thank you to you.
You're most welcome.
Yeah.
What
I
about the
think
others?
I think the thing which I'm about to say, I think I said to her, but I think maybe I haven't said enough.
Hmm.
Uh, she's not perfect, uh,
Hmm.
but I don't think I can ever could get anything better than her for sure. Uh,
Beautiful.
I think so.
That's lovely. I can already see a smile on her face, so I guess you said the right thing.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
I think, from my perspective, as I said, I'm not very expressive, so I should be more expressive to her. I should say her, I love you more often and make us feel special. Otherwise, I don't do that too much.
That's all right. You have all the opportunity. You still have the evening to spend, don't you? So, okay, we all have ups and downs in our relationships. So what has been the biggest challenge that you have faced in your relationship, and which you together have been able to tide over and are very proud of? Any one of you can take a shot, because as I said, we have limited time. So I'm just going to give this question to any one of you who decides to press the unmute button and take it up first.
Uh,
I realized his importance more like when we were in a long distance relationship. Like in beginning after marriage, like he was going to on-site opportunity, then I was going to on-site opportunity. So we didn't get
Mhm.
much time for each other. But like at the time, I had my first like my elder daughter, and I was in my maternity time at my mom's house, and he was in the on-site opportunity. At that time, I felt that I used to take him for granted a lot, but I missed him such a lot during that phase. So I really like. So from then onwards, like each and every day, I really thank God for giving me such a wonderful husband.
Oh, you're blessed. You're blessed. For sure. Anybody else wants to take a shot at this?
Oh, absolutely. Uh, Again, I'm not going philosophy, but the way I feel it's even being a human being, like she and I, we are very much human beings. We are still two different species with the thought, lifestyle, thinking, and feelings, and every way. It is. We have been trying since we got married. The one thing which we are focused on, like whatever bad we have done to each other, or upset each other, or angry each other, we have been committed, which we are trying successfully very best. We are still learning, we're still going on. That we will not be living apart, we will not be ruining the life,
Yeah.
just being upset more than few seconds or minutes or something like that. Either will come back and you feel sorry for it and come back and live the full life. And that's what we are committed, and I proudly can say we are working on it very
Yeah,
good.
he works very well on it. Even if I do so big, even I will be so upset. Within half an hour, he will come and hug me and say, "It's okay, let it go, yeah. Don't be so upset on this matter."
Yeah,
Then it
that's
makes you
nice.
feel
Yeah.
special. Like, so
Yeah.
that
So,
bonding comes more.
yeah, in a relationship, I think that's the beauty. When I was reading up somewhere, in fact, I'd shared it through one of my sessions, that in relationships you always need to have some rules. Like, say for example, within couples you have rules like, oh, okay, we're not going to sleep over an issue. We'll resolve it before we get to bed. Or else, like in my case, with my parents, we always had this whole thing that if mom is sort of annoyed at us for something, at me and my sister, and she's yelling at us, my dad's not going to interfere in between. If he's not in consensus with her, they will always go back and discuss and talk it through, rather than to actually put each other down in front of the children. So I think those ground rules are quite important in every relationship, is what I believe. And I'm so glad that, all of us, we do that as well, don't we? Great. Okay, now this is a question. I'm going to start off with Amay and Swapnali here because they didn't get a chance the last time. Uh, who makes up after a fight?
Uh, I think Amay most of the times.
Okay.
Yeah, Amay does.
And so
She
what? How do
gets
you
she
make
she
up? Is it
is
like flowers, or do you sort of just go pacify her? How do you
I
say
don't.
sorry?
So I think a simple sorry with from heart means a lot. I think that's what works usually. But if it doesn't, then good food always cheers up. So I believe good food, good lunch, good dinner, any food. So that is our
No, no, no. Wait,
go-to.
hold on. So are you trying to tell me that here you are fighting, and the next thing you do is go place an order for something exotic?
Yeah, at times.
Yeah,
Yes,
Wow,
yes.
that's like so.
because
Reet and Hitesh, Abhishek and Shweta, if you guys have a fight and one of you ends up getting like this nice fancy dish, you know where the idea has come in from, right?
Yeah, but
absolutely.
like for us, it works out very well. Anything comes from your heart, because
Uh-huh.
other partner is eagerly waiting. Like somebody come back to me, he comes back to me. It doesn't need anything more than that. That's what we experience. So simply coming back, leaving aside all the anger, all the upset, it's not worth it anyway. In this relationship, there is no way anybody gonna win. It'll be everybody's loss. So I think
Absolutely,
it's simple
absolutely.
coming, anything coming from heart
In
is
our
good enough.
case, mostly he does. I have little bit still that issue. I cannot go and say sorry, even I realize it. But he
But I'm
does
quite
very
curious
fast.
to.
Yeah, he does
Sorry,
within
please go
10
ahead.
minutes. Now
Uh,
I am learning. Now I am also doing the same.
Oh, lovely. But
Yes.
I'm just quite curious to ask, I think the most difficult part of a relationship is to have difficult, uncomfortable conversations, okay, about something which you know is like a pressure point for the other person. How do you handle situations like that when you realize that there is a conversation which you personally are not very comfortable having, but it's a must have? Reet,
I think
Hitesh, would you like
the
to take?
biggest mistake
Sorry.
which I, yeah, sorry,
Mhm.
no, no,
Go
go
on, go
please.
on. That's okay.
The biggest mistake which I feel in other cases is avoiding that kind of conversation. Like that will not lead you anywhere. Like you're
Hmm.
keeping the black hole somewhere, which is not good. So I would rather feel
Yeah.
it like you shut your mouth rather all ears and listen. There are different angles
Hmm.
of for different things. There is nothing wrong or
Hmm.
right. So again, indulge yourself. Try to understand. Be open mind. Easy to say, but you have to practice on it.
Hmm.
I think that's a way.
Absolutely. And it's a constant work in progress, I guess, every time. Would you guys want to take a shot? Hitesh, Reet, either of you?
So there are uncomfortable situations, and where you
Hmm.
don't want to express or you don't want to talk about. But what we do most of the times is, hear each other out, and let's see, which angle should we look at? Should we also take an external angle to it, rather than both of us looking at it from each other's angle? And that's how we try
Perspective.
to de-escalate the situation, talk it out, and then
Hmm.
leave it and make sure that we don't yeah, I mean, we are comfortable with it, and this situation doesn't come up again.
We call it a game of perception. So I perceive that situation in a certain way, and he perceives in certain
Hmm.
way, and we then link like, okay, what others perceive, are they right or are we right? Okay,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
that's how we come to a conclusion, and then we go ahead with the decision.
That's wonderful, and you're right. I think a lot of our own perceptions are drawn up on basis of our conditioning or the value systems that we've been brought up by. And since you both specifically mentioned that you're like chalk and cheese in so many ways, I'm sure you'll have more times than one to discuss these things, because both of you being as different to each other would just make it all the more necessary. Okay. So, what's the one ritual that you hold on to as a couple? So, when I say a ritual, it could be like going on a date night every fortnight, or whatever else. I don't want to feed you in, but yeah, anything which you guys do together. Because a lot of times, what happens is in your day-to-day routines, your work schedules, the children schools, etc., somewhere the whole feeling of being a couple and having your solo time kind of goes for a toss. But is there something that you do together as a couple, which is basically a ritual that you have created to keep that spark alive?
So we like to. It's not that some ritual that we have followed, but I just
Hmm.
realized that it is automatically been for last couple of years that we try to learn or get into one thing together at least for a year. Something, maybe learning a
Okay.
new thing, going to a place together, say learning a French together, or
Okay.
going for one activity together, learning a hobby together. Something
Hmm.
we should take it up together, and something which is new, which should not be
Okay.
something that we have already done it in the past. So we try to get ourselves into new situation once a
Every
year,
year.
and try to learn it through. So it's always great experience.
That's lovely. Yeah, I kind of I'm glad that you picked up this whole piece about learning, because yeah, I think date nights is very cliche at this point in time. But yeah, learning together sounds exciting. I want to,
And
that,
unfortunately, the lockdown, has made us sit at home. So whatever
That's
date nights and fancy dinners have been, being at home only. So I think that's the new normal, as we say.
so what's the last thing that you guys learned together?
ah
So March MMA.
yeah, yes.
Yeah. So we attended
Whoa.
exercise.
Yeah.
Like it was not a gym, but
Yeah,
um,
kind of martial arts into fitness kind of thing.
yeah.
So we did that in 2000, late 2019, and almost half of 2020
Yeah.
before
I hope you
we.
aren't going to be trying out those moves the next time you fight, would you?
No. No.
Okay, just kidding. What about you guys? Abhishek, Shweta, Reet, Hitesh?
Our thing changes time to time because I
Mhm.
personally I travel a lot, like half a month I
Okay.
travel
Uh-huh.
internationally. But we few things we have been doing rigorously time to time it changes. Like earlier, we often watch certain TV or certain episodes together.
Okay.
Lately, we started doing at least having night tea. We are late night workers, so light night tea together. We
All
crave for
right.
it,
That's interesting.
even if it's a hot water tea.
Uh-huh.
Now these days, we started doing one thing which I personally started liking after taking shower. Personally, me,
Uh-huh.
we hug for a few seconds. It's just kind of feel good. So yeah,
That's nice. That's
yeah.
really nice. These
And
small little rituals. Yeah.
I will add
Sorry.
one ritual that Abhishek has been doing from last 17 years now.
Okay.
Whenever, if I am sitting there, whenever he is eating something, first bite will go in my mouth. Till now, I have never
My
seen him yet
God. Oh my
that
God.
eat by
Okay.
himself. He has not given me even big gathering. Even when we were engaged in India, especially in front of my in-laws, he was giving me the first bite.
How cool is that?
तो उस वक्त
Okay,
सब लोग
you're
बोलते
setting
थे
some.
ये नाटक क्यों कर
Abhishek,
रहे हैं?
Abhishek is setting some high benchmarks for everybody else, right?
No. It's just my habit, nothing else. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah,
What
till
about
now
you?
he's doing that. That ritual is still there.
All right. That's nice. Thank you. Reet, Hitesh, would you like to add on something?
So not much of a ritual, but again, like when we were basically in India, we used to explore, different kinds of food joints, especially being in Mumbai. So, being on the road, having that roadside food. So I used to enjoy food. She doesn't too much, but especially that roadside food. But being here, we haven't tried too many things, and and it's been a lockdown for the last 1 year. But the last thing I think what we did was we were in Jasper and we were learning what was it? I forgot.
Kayaking.
Kayaking, yes. So we learned.
Whoa, that sounds exciting for sure. So, just curious, how long have each of you been married? Has been like a couple of years?
No, for us it's been like over 13 years.
13 years. Okay, that's long. What about the others? Ame,
3.5 years.
3.5 years, is it?
Yeah.
Abhishek? Oh, that's you. Ame and Swapnali. Okay, lovely. And Abhishek, Shweta,
We
what
are
about
seniors over here.
17 years.
17 years? Oh my God, that is
It's
definitely
a
a
childhood
long time.
marriage. Childhood marriage. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, was it a child marriage? But then I just refrained from. you know. Okay, as couples, do you ever see ego coming in between your conversations?
Yeah, often. It
Okay.
just that's why we. It's pretty natural. I don't think anybody would not have that one. It then just this one thing realize, which we all know that life is short. It's
Mhm.
the words are simple but very have a lots of gravity, and that we realize and come back very soon. I think that's the best thing.
That's nice. But for the others, has it ever come in between your conversations as such? Does it ever make it difficult for you to come to a resolution because maybe one of you or both of you are egoistic?
Uh, it has quite a lot. I think it was more initially like during the first phase of
Initial
our
years.
marriage, but after having kids and like being around with kids, I don't think so. Ego is an issue now.
I'm glad. Yeah, I think over a period of time it does settle out, but of course, it does come in, and if you're able to sort of resolve it and find a workaround, it just makes things a lot more easier. So glad for you guys. Yeah. What about Ame and Swapnali?
I feel the reason we are together or any couple is together is to help when someone else is not behaving right, or someone is showing tantrums or being
Mhm.
egoistic or any of the other things. So I think
Yeah.
as a couple, that is the huge thing we have. So whenever I am making mistake, I will make sure that I am corrected, and he will
Mhm.
be there to help me, to guide me. So yeah, as a human we always are egoistic, or we do get other different or difficult situations. But yeah,
Mhm.
I think that is the greatest feeling of having a partner, that you can be corrected and you can be held off.
That's
Yeah, and ego is like a double-edged sword. You can use it to your advantage, or you can use it to just it's like fire. You can burn, you can cook over it, and at the same time, you
Yeah.
can lit a house with it as well. So,
exactly.
yeah, I think in relationships, you end up figuring out a middle path, don't you?
Of course.
I think actually that's the beauty of every relationship. The a couple should be like something which completes each other. They should be
Absolutely.
able to fill it out what is missing in a first half. So I believe that's why partners are important.
Absolutely, yeah, that's true. That's true. So the next one is a trick question, and I would want all of you to take a shot at it. Uh, what's the one thing that you would like to change about each other?
So it's not change, but I would like if Ameya learned that. So my father is a great cook, and since
Mhm.
childhood, I've been seeing him cooking and making some awesome dishes to me and serving me great food. So if Amay could learn that, and if I could get a good food from his hands, I'd be more happy.
That means
So the
you're
next
not.
time you fight, you're not placing an order. You're going to cook yourself.
Absolutely,
Okay.
that would make me more happier when he cooks by himself.
Got that. So what about you, Ame? What do you think?
I think I want her to leave that expectation.
That's being smart, actually. Well, the answer hasn't been accepted. You'll have to think about something else now.
Right.
I don't know. I cannot think of anything at the moment.
Which means she's perfect.
For me, at least.
I'm happy.
Okay, it's Valentine's Day. He's not taking panga yet, by the way. What about you guys, Abhishek, Shweta?
Um, just it's coming out from being selfish. Like I would love that she again restart having coffee with me. I'm a coffee lover, so she's a tea lover. I'm a coffee lover. So that's the only thing
Okay.
comes in mind solidly.
That's a very, very small expectation to have for sure. I'm sure she's going to be obliging you.
Don't know yet.
Oh, really? You don't like
But
coffee at all, is it?
actually, black coffee I cannot drink it
Uh-huh.
with milk
Okay.
and like with cream and sugar. I can have it black.
Uh-huh.
कड़वा लगता है ऐसा लगता है दवाई पिला रहा है कोई मुझे.
So black mat piyo, no? It's okay. Let him have the black coffee. You can have the white.
Yeah, so I can have my tea better ना. Why to go then for this coffee instead of मैं अच्छी सी चाय मसाला टी पीऊंगी.
I know. Even I like tea better, by the way, just for your information. Yeah, go on. Sorry, you were saying something.
For me, I am also same like अमित की मुझे ऐसा कोई चेंज याद नहीं आ रहा है कि जो मुझे चेंज unless and until कि कभी कोई अभी झगड़ा हो जाए मैं बोलती नहीं ये चीज चेंज करनी है. So for right now, I don't think I need any much change in him. He is quite well perfect for me. I cannot expect anything more, frankly.
Oh my God. Okay, she idolizes you already, Abhishek. So you're like the
No.
perfect one for her. Great, that's beautiful. What about you, Reet and Hitesh?
I think for me, for her, I would say if she can get my sense of humor, because I have a very dry and sometimes sarcastic sense of humor, which she sometimes doesn't get.
Okay.
No, I accept him as he is. And yeah, that is the definition of love, right? To accept the other person as he is, right? So whatever things, I don't want to change anything in him. Let him be.
That's
At least some humor is there. Like I'm this kind of a person. And he keeps on giving doing PJs, like we are going, like when we are going on a walk he will see some shop names and then he will take out some funny names out of those shop names and I'm laughing. So he's like he takes
so
everything.
he's the humor element in your relationship, is it?
Yes.
Whoa, that's so cool. That's lovely.
The humor.
Great. So Now, this is something which both of you, as in each of the couples, will have to decide amongst yourselves and come up with. If there is one word that you could actually describe or sum up your entire journey of togetherness, what would that be?
Is it like one word for both of us, or one word for her and one word for me?
No. So if you had to sum up your entire journey in one word, the one common word which both of you think would be apt for how your relationship has shaped up over the years.
Ah, that's a good one.
Like, say, I wouldn't be surprised if Amay and Swapnali say MMA to that. Just kidding.
See, although we do
So, Shweta,
lot of activities together, but not always we enjoy that. One has to sacrifice and just be a part of that activity because the other person wants to do it.
I know. Great. So just unmute yourself when you figure out what that one word is.
I think for us, the right thing is learning. Learning is the name, which we had
Okay.
understood, nothing else.
Thank you.
I think for us it would be, complementing each other. So compliment is the word for us.
All right.
I believe soulmate is something that I would say sum it up our relationship.
Beautiful. I'm glad none of you said adventurous, you see. But yeah.
After a couple of years, maybe. Right now,
Perhaps.
Well, we have people who've been there for like last 13 and
Yeah.
17 years. They haven't said that either, okay? So it's fine. So, I mean, of course, we're going to get to the fun part of it now, which is pretty much the last part of this conversation. But I would just like to take a couple of minutes to, talk about something which is really close to my heart. So when I was a child, or rather through my growing up years, after I started thinking about love and what it really means. I always wondered why you always call it like falling in love, and why can't we call it like rising in love? Okay, because like the sun rises and stuff. And then someone gave this beautiful analogy where they said that, see, falling in love is like bungee jumping. Okay, so when you jump, you basically are not in control, right? You can't stop, you can't take a turn, you can't. So basically, your head stops working, and that's really what happens through the journey of falling in love. But I guess what really happens is when people decide to spend their lives together, or start being in a relationship, they start rising in love, and that's when they really start working on it. And people who don't work on it pretty much stay down. They are never able to come up. So in so many ways, we start climbing from there off. And that's completely my perspective. And I just thought I'll just sneak this 1 minute to share this with you guys before we move on to this piece, which can put you guys in a lot of trouble for sure. Okay, so I'm going to ask questions, okay, and about your partner, which you will have to answer. And this question, so the first question would be to all the men, the next one would be to all the women. So that's how we're going to go, so that we're able to cover everybody out here, okay? And you won't get a lot of time to think, all right? And I know you can definitely make out whether the answer is right or not from the expressions, but I would rather you speak it out as well, okay? So this is for the men. What's your better half's favorite color?
Yellow.
Unmute.
Yellow is a favorite.
I think for Reet it changes a lot season to season, but right now maybe it's gray.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, what's the verdict? Are these the right answers?
Yes, for me, yes. Yellow.
It's a pink.
Pink for you. Okay, that's interesting. All right, the next question is for the women. When did you go on your first date?
5th February 2004 with him.
With him. Okay, these questions are specifically to the two of you, as in to each other, okay? Swapnali.
I don't remember. I don't think neither he does. But I think
Okay,
in the
then
year 2014. Yeah.
2014. That's okay. We'll give it to her, right, Aman?
Yes. We have to conclude. I don't remember
He
anything.
doesn't have a choice. He would have had an objection only if he would have remembered himself, you see. And Reet, what do you say?
I think it's 2 or 3 days after Holi in 2007. If
Okay.
I'm
Reet, is she right? Sorry, Hitesh.
I think it was 8th March or 9th March. I think 9th
Oh, he
March.
remembers the date, by the way.
So it was like, yeah, in 2000, like we met on a day of Holi and then we
All right.
decided to go ahead.
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. Okay. This one is for the men. Uh, who professed love first?
I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think so. We still have
No,
formally.
we never. Like, it's okay. Like, okay, we never had. We never had. Like, we keep on talking to each other on various topics, but this thing
It's
never
never been
comes.
formal.
It's never been formal.
So you haven't ever expressed,
No, like the
acceptance.
propose and all that. No, nothing.
My God, that's interesting. Okay. Abhishek, Shweta, what about you guys?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
He did.
You did.
He
Okay, cool.
always does.
That's nice. All right. Now this is for the women. Okay. Who is your partner's best friend?
Rajiv Chilka for him.
Dimple Sharma for her.
Okay.
I think Vikrant.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't hear your question.
Who's your partner's best friend?
Oh, there are two, and they are also completely opposite of him. Feroz and Sanjeev.
Okay. So when you said that they're totally opposite of him, that explains why he got married to you, right? He saw his best friends in you, you see. Okay, now this is for, we just got done with the girls, right? So this is for the men. What's her favorite movie?
For her is Viva.
Sorry, Viva.
Yeah.
Okay. This is that Amrita Rao movie, is it?
Yeah.
Is that the one?
Yeah,
Yes.
I
Raja
haven't
and
seen
Chai.
it.
I don't remember the actor's name, but yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but yeah, I kind of vaguely remember.
I think for her it's Dil Chahta Hai.
Yeah.
Dil Chahta Hai. Oh, you do. Yeah, it's a beautiful movie for sure. And what about you guys?
I think for her, any Deepika Padukone movie is her favorite movie. She likes to watch it all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
You're like a
She's a
die-hard
big,
Deepika fan, is it?
very big.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, that's interesting. All right, the girls. Which vegetable does he hate the most? Vegetable, mind you.
I have a list. But to tell you one would be
घर पे जो बनता है सब।
Bangan. Yeah, Bangan.
Okay. You
For
hate
him,
it
it's
totally.
I particularly have a very hatred towards Bengal. Like I hate it to core.
All right. I like some dishes of it. So I've kind of realized that with my taste, it's not about hating anything, it's just about how the preparation is. So that makes a difference to me. Otherwise, I'm pretty okay with anything. What about you guys? Hitesh. Sorry, Reet.
for him, it's definitely broccoli.
Oh, you don't like broccoli, is it?
I mean,
Never. Like I try to make broccoli in various forms, but he never finds it exotic.
no.
Exotic broccoli, but he will never eat it. Never eat it.
Oh, okay. All right. Shweta, what do you think?
For him, I think he like mostly all vegetables. In Marwadis, we have like suki sabjiyan that he doesn't
Okay.
like. Like
All right.
dry
Okay.
vegetable meats from badi. I don't know
Mhm.
whether you guys know or not.
Mhm, mhm,
That
mhm.
he doesn't prefer eating. If I make it, he will eat it, but he like green vegetables a lot. Mostly all vegetables.
Okay. All right. That's nice. Um, Next question for the men is, what's her favorite flavor of ice cream?
Chocolate, I think. I think she likes chocolate. Hmm, hmm.
No, that wasn't a yes. That wasn't a yes. That wasn't a yes.
Yeah, but there are some other flavors which I enjoy more. But yeah,
Like,
I like lychee.
ah,
Lychee. I love lychee flavored ice cream.
okay. So the next time someone asks you the question, you know the answer.
Yeah, now I know what I need to order now.
Okay, Abhishek, Shweta. Is their picture frozen? I think they're having connection issues. In the interim, Hitesh, would you like to take a shot at this?
I think she likes too many flavors, but maybe pista is a
I like
favorite
ice
flavor.
cream basically. That's
Maybe,
it.
maybe pista is a favorite flavor.
Yeah, I like
Sorry.
all kinds of flavors, unless and until it's very dark chocolate, so I don't like it.
Ah, okay, okay. But you don't have any particular favorites which you can have at any point in time.
No, I like all kinds of ice cream at any point of time. Like when we are having an argument, he brings me an ice cream and I have it, and I'm happy.
All right, that's nice. Abhishek, Shweta, are you guys there? I think they might be having connectivity issues. So I think we'll quickly move over to the next question. Okay. Um, Now this is for the women. Okay. Which city did your better half start schooling in? The first school.
Mumbai,
Sorry?
Navi Mumbai.
Mumbai. Navi Mumbai, is it? Okay.
For Amai, it's Mumbai. Yeah.
Okay. Abhishek, Shweta, are you guys back?
Yeah, so I think we had some issues. Sorry for that.
That's okay.
Can you
So
see
yeah,
us?
yes, we can. Your video is still a little patchy. I can just see you in parts, but I
Yeah.
guess as long as we can hear you, it's okay.
Okay. I think I heard the question. It's still on ice cream. Then her flavor is vanilla.
Okay, yeah, thank you. We moved over from that question to the next one actually while we waited for you guys to join back. So the question was for Shweta now. Which city did Abhishek start schooling from?
Which city?
Can you repeat that again? Actually, we still have that some
The lag,
voice
right?
problem.
Yes. Would you like to sign out and sign back in? Might just help, I thought.
Yeah, let's do that. Sorry.
That's okay. So, okay, so while we wait for them to join back in, let's talk about what does she fear? What is she scared of?
Lizards.
Okay. Have you ever tried scaring her with one?
No, because even I am also scared of lizards. So basically, whenever the lizard comes in our home, we run towards our neighbor. Say, please help us with that.
Hitesh, what about you?
Again, she's scared of many things. It could be cockroaches, it could be lizards, rats, anything she could jump out of.
Okay, that sounds like me actually. Okay, I think these guys are back. Oh yes, this is so much better.
Thank you.
Sorry about
Sorry
that.
for that.
No worries at all. So in fact, the question that I was asking is, where did he really start his schooling from? Which city?
He started from Byawar.
Bilawar, is it?
Byawar in Rajasthan.
Oh, in Rajasthan. Okay, sorry, I haven't really heard of the place. But Rajasthan, I've heard is beautiful. I have never been there. Maybe someday I'll definitely visit. Okay, this question is for you, Abhishek. What's she scared of?
That's pretty simple. Not me, absolutely. Never. It was never. Dogs. Dogs. She had a
Oh, you're scared
very
of dogs.
bad. Oh, big time, big time.
Okay.
Like miles away, you can hear the voice. You can understand Shweta is there, like kind of thing. Yeah.
All right, interesting. Okay, so I'm down to the last question for today. Okay. The names that you carry, are these the names that you were born with, or did you have a different name when you were born? As in your partners, basically.
I got my name changed during marriage. Even
Okay.
my first name as well as my last name changed.
All right. Okay. So that was at the time of marriage. And what about the birth name? Because I know that I was not Sheetal when I was born. I had a different name, and which kind of changed.
I was Jaya Tolani.
Yeah. So I was actually asking about the partner. So you had to tell me
Okay.
about Hitesh. Whether Hitesh was Hitesh when he was born, or did he have a different name?
I think there is a first name which is not disclosed or something, and then the name which is there on the birth certificate. But I think on his birth certificate it's Hitesh only.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Got that.
I have a different name. My birth name,
Yeah.
as per my grandparents, is Harish.
Yeah. So
Harish, is it?
yeah.
Okay. And what about Reet? Were you born Reet, or?
No, I don't think so. She, her maiden name is Jaya, but I think she had a birth name called Jyoti, I believe.
Yeah.
There you go. See? Interesting. What about you guys, Amay, Swapnali?
No, I don't think she has been ever known by any other name. I believe her name was Swapnali only since birth.
Yeah.
So,
And same with Amay. Yeah, after he's born, I think his name Amay only.
yeah.
Okay, so that makes it a lot more simpler. So, when I was born, so you have a star name, right? So I had this fancy name called Malleshwari. I'm glad it didn't become my permanent name. And but thankfully on records it was Nilima. And then my mom saw a movie where the heroine's name was she was called Nilima, and she dies in that movie. And the way she is all emotional and stuff, so she got like really emotional about it, and immediately my name changed to Sheetal, and I've been Sheetal ever since. So a lot has to do with mothers, you see. So Abhishek and Shweta, welcome back. So we were on the last question for today. I wanted to ask if you have to answer for your partner. Is this the name that he or she was born with, or did you have a different name when you were born and it changed afterwards?
If I speak for her, she had the same name always. The first name, again, last name after marriage got changed.
Yeah, of course, Shweta. So you were Shweta right from the beginning, is it?
Yes.
Okay, and what about Abhishek?
He's also from beginning Abhishek only.
Yeah.
Lot of pet names he has, like all the relatives call him with some different names. Like
Okay.
after engagement, someone asked me, "Oh, how is Jyoti?" I'm like, "Who is this Jyoti?" Because I thought it's a girl name. And then realized it was his pet name.
Okay.
But Abhishek is always the given name.
All right. Okay. So I'm quite tempted to ask one last question. Do you remember when did your first picture together get clicked? The first picture ever.
Nirmal Lifestyle.
Yeah, I don't remember the date, but we were at
Yeah.
the Animal Lifestyle Mall and we got our portrait done together.
Yeah.
So that was your first photograph together, is it?
Yes.
Lovely. What about you guys? Okay, Amay and Swapnali are still discussing.
For us, it was 3rd September. Like it was in one frame because we did a court marriage before our social marriage
Okay.
for applying for US visa. So that was the first time that we were in frame
Yeah.
together like a couple.
Oh, lovely. That's nice. Amay, Swapnali, have you been able to decide?
Yeah, we are so bad with memories.
So I think it must be around 2011. The first
Okay.
time we did it together was
Yeah.
we have a New Year called Gudi Padma in
Maharashtrians.
Maharashtrians. So I
Yeah.
believe on that day, as a group, we came together and we had some couple
Yeah.
photos there. So I believe that must be first day when we came together.
All right. How nice. Thank you so much, guys. I know this is like the fag end of this conversation, but it doesn't feel like I have met you all for the first time, and I could just go on and on had it not been for the time constraint that we have. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. For me, I think I couldn't have had like a better way of starting off a Monday, though it's not Valentine's Day for me. But in company of people like you, I sure feel as if I've spent another one for myself. Okay. So yes, thank you again for spending a part of your Valentine's Day with me here. Keep spreading love and keep, shining, and keep these questions going amongst yourselves. I'm sure there's a lot to discover.
Thank you, Sheetal. Thank you, everybody. Amazing time.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Thank
this.
Thank you, Sheetal. Thank you, everyone. We had a fun. Lot of
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad about that. Thanks, Ran. Bye bye.
fun. Bye.
Hey.
Bye. Enjoy life. Bye.
You too.